Hi, I'm Nasreen Amri, the founder of Carrorism.
And I'm Fonde Bridges, the Carrorist spokesperson.
Welcome to episode 4, and today we will be discussing pursuing the optimum.
Wow, yeah, pursuing the optimum.
Yeah, going for the best. So, all right, let's pick our healthy word of the day.
All right, we'll do that. Are you gonna pick it out? And
Sure.
I can get the phone ready. Look at the definition.
Lighthearted.
That is very timely. Let's check it out. Light-hearted. So, the definition of lighthearted: amusing and entertaining.
Not what I thought.
It also has here, and it's an adjective, it's cheerful and carefree.
Okay, that's more or less what I...
You kind of had that, the second one?
That's typically how I use it.
Right. I think it's about, and it's interesting, the word carefree. I mean, maybe it's a conversation for a different time, but I do believe cheerful is something that, and I'd like to just bring up a little note. When you first mentioned how important it was to be lighthearted, because we were we were just talking about Carrorism and the impact we wanted it to have. And at that time, you were just talking about, you know what, we need to be more lighthearted. We don't need to be so serious.
We were really taking things
a
seriously.
little,
Kind of hardcore, serious people, so it's good to balance it out with a little lightheartedness, definitely.
Absolutely.
Especially we always, we say, no one's getting out of here alive. It's a very serious...
It is a very serious declaration.
It is, but with that being said, then, you can add a little lightheartedness and enjoy yourself on this planet.
So before we get into the individuals or the quotes or whatever we chose, I was wondering if you'd be willing to talk more about pursuing the optimum. You're one of the few people I've ever met that said that they didn't want anything suboptimum. I've heard people say before,
subpar.
Subpar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me, I've always wanted the best. Best for myself, best for people around me. It was just it was very natural from a young age.
Okay.
And in fact, it was challenging to have that
feeling?
Yeah, it was challenging because I think that a lot of people around me didn't have that, or because of social programming, things of that nature. The mindset often was kind of to dim down your light. You should go for the best. Why would you want that?
Right.
But I've always had a natural propensity towards the best, whether it was luxurious items, organic food, to pleasant, peaceful atmosphere.
Right. Being around you, being your friend, and spending time with you, I will just give away a little secret. Watching her read the ingredients on everything she consumes became it became an inspirational practice for me.
It's definitely an obsession, but for me, it's a healthy obsession in that it's healthy. It's healthy to care about what you're putting in your body.
Yes.
Desiring the best, not only for the food and the nutrition that you put in your body, but also for your mind and for your heart and for your spirit.
Yeah.
So that's why I like digesting healthy words, like being lighthearted. So pursuing the optimum, going for the best. And with that being said, I chose a person who was a gold medalist in the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
And not only was she a gold medalist, but she was the first woman to be an Olympian. Okay, the first female Olympian.
Wow.
Yeah. So
The first female Olympian.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
First female Olympian tennis champion, and I'm just gonna go and say her name because I just learned about her today, actually, when I was doing a little research on tennis, because tennis is my favorite sport. I am a tennis player. Very passionate about it. And
You are?
Yeah, it is hard to be lighthearted, I'm going to have to say, when I'm playing tennis. It's hard to be lighthearted when I am losing or if I lose, but it's something I have to practice with tennis, so that's great. Charlotte Cooper. She's an English woman, and she won the first Olympics where they allowed females to participate, and that was in the 1900 game. Exactly, 1900 game in Paris.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think all Olympians are going for the best because they're already in an elite class. Okay, they're
I can see that.
Olympians.
I can see that, yeah.
There's just that. But because she was the first female, at that time they thought women were too delicate to play sports, right? I mean, and so just being the first female, but then it was really how she played her tennis game. Because, you know, not only were women known as being delicate, but she had a certain style of play that was very aggressive.
Okay.
It's like attacking the net, aggressive, offensive play, which was kind of unheard of for women just in general at that time. So she found 2 different coaches that helped her develop these skills.
Gotta ask a quick question. Was she playing with other women, or was she playing against men?
Other women, but she also did like mixed doubles too.
Okay. I'm just curious about how, you know, you mentioned that they really frowned upon women playing sports in general, but so I wasn't sure what the. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then her offensive style of play, but she also was one of the only females at the time that had an overhead serve, which, I mean,
yes,
it's hard to believe now because everyone does an overhead serve, but in pursuing the optimum, that is how you get more speed based on the ball. So that is the best way to hit a tennis ball, hence why everyone does it now. So she was really, you know, leading the pack.
Pioneer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, another really remarkable fact that I learned about her is that she went completely deaf at the age of 26. And tennis is one of those sports that you rely on the sound of the ball when it's leaving the strings. So in order to gauge the pace and the speed.
Really?
And so being deaf, completely deaf,
I could have never known.
was just absolutely remarkable to hear that, because she had to then train harder and make up, you know, for that handicap, so to speak.
Yeah, of course.
And she held the record until 1990. So she won the Olympics in 1900, and at that time they weren't giving away. She was a gold medalist, but they didn't actually give away medals per se until 1904. But still, you know, she's still a gold medalist.
Hey, no, she's the pioneer. So at that time, of course.
And so she held the record for 8 consecutive singles wins, finals, and until 1990. So that was just like, that's really pursuing the optimum for sure. Yeah. So that's my person. And you know,
Charlotte
the other
Cooper.
thing, Charlotte Cooper. Yeah. She worked really, really hard to play on the most optimum world stage for her era, which was Wimbledon. That was like the best place to play.
Well, I I just want to say that I found it challenging to look up a quote because there's not a lot of quotes about pursuing the optimum.
Yeah, I suppose if you like Google it, pursue the optimum or going for the best, you put it.
I mean, going for the best, I did not Google. I'm sure I could have tried that as well, but you had mentioned that she worked really hard, and so I did think about that. That working hard might be a significant factor into pursuing the optimum. So I glanced at practice. I read quotes about working hard. I delved into perfection and some other things. And so I landed on a individual born in Lebanon in the 1800s, late 1880s. And by the time he was 12, he immigrated to the United States. Being a very intelligent and very creative young man, by the age of 21, he had his first art exhibit in New York, which attracted a lifelong benefactor. So his art, and if you see the pieces of it, and by the time I'm done, you'll be able to Google him and look at his work and see that, hey, yeah, man could draw. Mm-hmm. He had the ability to, so that's beautiful. By the time he was 25, he had created his first novel. It was called Spirits Rebellious. And ironically, though he was writing in New York, the work was being burned in the marketplaces across the other side of the world. It was considered the type of book, and his writing is phenomenal, but it actually was being considered dangerous, revolutionary, and poisonous to youth.
Sounds great.
Well, you know what's interesting about it?
Sounds very lighthearted.
Well, no, you know what's interesting about that is that it means that it was impactful.
Yeah, right.
Right? You're writing something that people are burning because they believe that your words are activating people to rebel against.
Influential.
Yeah,
right.
that influential. So that was powerful. Yeah. By his 32nd birthday, he was considered a writer, poet, a visual artist, and a philosopher, though the philosopher he considered, that's not him. He wouldn't take that title. I'm sure he loved being a writer, a poet, and a visual artist.
Right.
So, and he also, in this 32nd year, he had become so famous that most Americans knew him at that time, which I thought was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. He met President Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, right before Roosevelt died. Like the year before Roosevelt died, he met him and became friends with his sister, and they had a lifelong friendship, despite the fact that I think when she heard one of his first poems, she was like, that is just, no. But it must have been provocative enough that it caused her to continue to want to get to know him more, because they became friends, even though the first time she heard a poem, she was like, no.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the poetry, maybe it was his other qualities that she
yeah, maybe he offered to draw her or something, who knows. Yeah. Artists are gifted in that way. 4 years later, he published a book that would make him a household name around the world from that point to today.
Okay.
And it is now translated into over 100 different languages. If I told you the name of the book, you would know who he is, right. And you know me. I'm like, I can't resist.
I think this is one I actually have. Yeah, but I'm not going to reveal it to the audience.
His final book, The Earth Gods, which I read a little bit. I had a good time. I almost got caught up. I almost lost track of what I was doing, that I was doing research. I almost just got lost.
Okay.
The Earth Gods was published 27 days before he died. And it was considered the book that he had the closest emotional relationship to. Like, he loved it.
Okay.
Which I think is interesting. I think oftentimes when people write, they don't talk about their emotional attachment, but for him, he loved it. The quote that finally captured my heart, that I believe matches up to pursuing the optimum, is advance and never halt. For advancing is perfection. Advance and do not fear the thorns in the path, for they draw only corrupt blood.
I like that.
Thank you.
Right.
The man's name is Khalil Gibran. You knew?
I did.
You know.
I did.
How'd you know? Which one of the things did I get?
Well, there were a lot of facts.
Okay,
but,
fine. I know you're well read.
No, but actually, it was the right off the bat when you said Lebanon.
But
he's one of my favorites. So.
Authors.
Yeah. So I just kind of. No, it's okay.
No, it's great. Look, I'm sure a lot of people got it, but I enjoyed it because I read the quote, didn't know it was associated with him. as a person that loves words, there is not a kinder author to read if you want to be inspired to challenge yourself to communicate at the highest level. If you want to pursue the optimum, I believe Khalil Gibran is exactly up there with the greats. So it's a joy. The other thing that I learned about him, which is interesting, is that he passed away when he was only 48.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Right. I mean, there was, and then if you look at some of the artwork, it was gorgeous. It was great. So, question of the day. You ready for that?
Sure am.
All right. Today's question is a really easy one. It is, and this is really just directed at you. It has nothing to do with me, but I can't resist the question. The question was...
So this is a question from you, or this is...
No, not from me. No, it's from the people.
Okay.
But it is towards you, because it has nothing really to do with me. I really can't communicate. Do you ever plan on doing a gallery show with all your hearts?
Oh, that is great.
Isn't that a great question?
Yes.
Yeah.
In pursuing the optimum, that is definitely...
All right.
Right. I mean, that's... I want a show that captivates people in a way that they feel inspired to pursue the optimum, the best for their life, whatever that is. And currently I photographed, I think I'm at 1,800 hearts right now.
Yeah, you might be a little bit.
I'm a little bit.
1850.
Some to still add download from my phone. But, and today was Earth Day, so I did post like 32 natural hearts. But anyways, yes, I definitely want to do a traveling show, but who knows where the world will be. It might be a completely new world after we get through this pandemic.
Ooh, you know what?
So then it might be just a virtual show. We'll see what the future has for us, yes.
I was just saying, I bet it could be a virtual show where you put those goggles on.
Right.
And you walk through the gallery.
Walk through, like maybe you're in your house and just all the hearts appear.
What if you had to, okay, I'm sorry. What if you had to find the hearts in the virtual thing and it would be like, anyway.
That would be really cool.
Okay,
yes.
We can talk about this later. I know you and we can keep talking about all subjects at any time.
So with that being said though, I am looking for the best.
Okay.
In anyone who could assist with a project of that magnitude.
Should I give my phone number out again? Yeah. Carrorism.com?
Yeah.
Anyone that can assist, please contact us on carrorism.com because the hearts are gorgeous.
Yes.
They really do capture, the endless creativity of the universe. And you capture the universe's presentation of hearts. 1,800 of them so far. I mean, that's magical.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Thank you for. I've gotten really excited talking about my
about your hearts.
About my secret hearts that I can't wait to do a show. But thank you very much. And as we always say.
Yeah. Oh, be kind to yourself and everyone else.
Keep on carrorizing.
Goodbye.